When I was diagnosed with MS at 63 after 30 years of living with systemic lupus, as soon as my doctor told me the diagnosis, she also said, we can't treat it. It is not safe to put me on the MS medication right now. In fact, most patients are in their 30s and 40s when they are diagnosed with MS. And by the time they're in their 60s, they start taking them off the MS medication. I wake up in the morning never knowing what my body's going to be capable of that day. This is the reality of living with multiple chronic illnesses. All I can do, manage it. I can either come to terms with it and modify, or I can sit down and cry. And I'm not a crier. Or I can define a new kind of strength. I'm modifying, I'm moving forward. I hope you'll join my community. Leave a comment and let me know, or what you do when you can't move or when you are in pain. Sometimes when I get up in the morning, I don't have what it takes to do the things that I planned the night before, or I can't clean the kitchen, or I can't vacuum, or I can't even work out. It's always different. I don't not make plans. I don't make plans with other people because I can't go there. I can't know that someone's coming and I have to be on for them, or I have to explain why I can't go.
Some days success is just getting up and getting ready for the day and getting breakfast and then resting all day. That sounds pathetic, but it's not. It's my reality. And I hope that by sharing this with you, you will feel okay about days when you have to just rest all day and when you have to have very simple meals too, because preparing a big meal is beyond your ability that day.
Plan things for myself to do, knowing ahead of time that I might not be able to get to it today. What I do instead is I find something that is equivalent to the energy that I have that day or that moment, and I do that. Sometimes I can go down and be on my elliptical for 5 minutes instead of 15, or I can do physical therapy stretches or exercises, or I can do flexibility stretches, or I can do strengthening exercises that I get on the floor to do that I can do that I don't have. Every single one of those makes a difference. There are even times when I will be walking through my house and I will look at a door and I will see all those smudge marks on the door. You know how by the handle you get those smudge marks? And I will go get a cloth and cleaner and I will just clean that part of that door. And do you know how good that feels? Do you know how fulfilling that is for me? It's very fulfilling because I did something that I used to do all the time, but I did it and it looks better and I feel better.
I've started noticing small wins and patting myself on the back for it. This week, I cleaned out the fridge. I cleaned out the 2 vegetable drawers, the drawer at the bottom, and the bottom of the fridge. And that was it. That was all I did that day. But it feels good because it's clean. Now I know that I can go back and clean out and wash 1 or 2 other shelves, depending on how I feel those days. But by the time I'm done, the whole fridge will be done. I count that as a win. I did it, and I am honoring my body and myself along the way. And this honestly is not the big accomplishment that I'm used to having, but it counts and it matters.
There are some days when that isn't even possible, that I will lie down most of the day. I will read or I will pray. When I lie down just because I want to, I'm just letting myself do that. I've been thinking a lot about my strength. What does strength look like now? What am I capable of now? Working out has always been a huge part of my life. Working out is my favorite thing to do. With MS on top of lupus, I figured out how to live with lupus and still work out, but MS is different.
I track the 5 minutes on my elliptical differently now. Instead of mourning what I used to be able to do, I celebrate that I got to do 5 minutes and that I got down and up the stairs by myself. So what is the new strength that I'm talking about and that I've learned about? It is not about how many reps I can do or how heavy my weights are or how long my workout is. Basically, it's about how I feel while I'm working out, before and after I'm working out. And if any of those things are hard or painful, I adjust. I don't quit, but I adapt. It's celebrating the wins. If I can do 5 minutes on the elliptical, I celebrate that. And I don't dwell on the fact that I used to do 15 to 20 or 30 minutes on the elliptical, because this is where I am now. And if I can celebrate that, it keeps it positive and keeps me moving forward. This is harder than any workout I've done. To be able to assess and allow myself less of what I used to do and be grateful for it and be happy about it and move forward anyway. It's not easy because I love being strong, and being strong has always been who I am. And so I have to make that mindset shift that this is strong for where I am right now in my life. And I hope you can too. It's being able to assess my strength in the morning and figure out what I'm capable of that day. And it's about adjusting and changing my schedule that honors my body. And when you string enough of them together, you notice that you are still making progress. You are making a difference in your life and the lives of those around you. And when it gets really hard and I have those days where all I can do is lie down and do the bare necessities, I can look at that door handle and I can look at the fridge and I can remember that I did that and that it's done and that I did make a difference in my home and in my heart and in the lives of those who live with me. I'm learning to measure progress and strength by how I feel. And that's a powerful way to measure success. It has been revolutionary for my mental health and my physical health, to tell the truth.
I've learned how to give myself grace, how to honor my body and where it is right now in my life. That mindset shift is one of the best things I've ever done for myself. And I hope you can do it too. I'd love you to try it.
I would love to hear your story. Every story matters. When we share our experiences and what works and what might not work, then we are building a community of like-minded people who care about and support each other. And here's the thing, I don't want to do this alone. I want to build this community of like-minded people like you who are going through difficult times and feeling less than because you may not be able to act or contribute or do all the things you used to do in a day or an hour. That is very difficult to accept. To be able to celebrate these small wins has been life-changing. This mindset shift and this way of looking at things with the new body that I have and the new ways that I can move and that I decide that I can still do makes a big difference. I hope you'll join my community and contribute, because I know you have something to contribute. I know that you have things that you figured out that you could share. I would love to hear about it.